There, Sterile Processing Universe. I'm Bobby Parker with Beyond Clean, and today I am excited to be announcing to you we're launching a brand new expert series here. We've got a water quality expert series coming at you, and joining us for the series is our water quality expert for the year, Len Sparks, with VERDA Water Quality. Now, if this is the first expert series that you've caught, it's a lot of fun. We're going to have a short video each month for you to be able to follow along, and each video will have a question related to that topic. So we'll be talking to Len about water quality each month for the next 12. If you're catching this video series well after it's come out, I'll let you know you can catch the full series over on beyondcleanmedia.com and investigate some of the questions. One of the spirit and reasons of why we do these expert series, though, is so that you get to know an expert and ask questions of this expert. And so with this first episode, we always like to ask some questions, get to know, who is this person behind the Beyond Clean cartoon on the thumbnail. So, Len, I want to start off by just saying welcome to the series. Thanks for giving your time to this and answering some of our water quality questions.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm really looking forward to this.
For sure. Well, let's get started by just getting to know you a little bit. Why don't you take some time and tell us a little bit about yourself and what you've been doing in the industry?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, I'm the Chief Operating Officer at VERDA Water Systems. And I've been at the company for 13 years. And my goal, right, outside of just the day-to-day operations, the overarching goal is to make sure that our customers have the best experience possible. And, when I first came to the company, we were doing processing and of instruments, and it was always sort of a part of our mobile platform for surgeries, but it wasn't really the main thrust of it. But we had been doing it since the 1990s, and one of the challenges that we saw was that we'd go to some place, we have great results, right? And we go to other places and we weren't having great results. And we honed in, we realized that we weren't doing a good job maintaining the water that we were providing for these surgeries. And it kind of really opened up the can for us and realized that we really, needed to do a better job and have a better understanding how to produce high quality water. Because when we go to these facilities and we're only there for a few months, we couldn't afford to spend the entire time trying to troubleshoot and figure out what was the problem with the water.
Right.
And so that really helped us develop our product offering and, our equipment, the services around it, the testing of the water, the monitoring of the water, and then, the consultative aspect as well, too. And it incentivized us to do really hone our skills, if you will. The other thing that's really helped me personally is I'm a sitting member of the AMI committee that developed the ST100 standard. Right, so I sat in the rooms as we had these discussions of what should be in the standard and what's not. I'm also a member of the companion piece, which is a technical report on how to implement ST108. And I've written several sections, including how to perform, let's say, a risk assessment and how to do an evaluation of your water system. But one of the things I really enjoy doing is I get to travel around the country, meet with facilities, meet with people and staff, and see some of the challenges that they're dealing with and help them troubleshoot, help them identify where the problems that they're having, and take my personal experience and our company's experience and help them solve their problems maybe a lot quicker than they would left to their own devices.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that experience that you talked about, Len, of kind of the early days when maybe paying attention to sterile processing's water quality wasn't as much of a priority, and by golly, it sure is now. I mean, that's the shared experience across the industry. Not only the new standard, like you mentioned, ST108 and the new technical information report that's coming out, but gosh, it seems like there are more departments, or at least from my perspective, that are just dealing with water quality issues in general, black specks, hardness, chalk in their washers, and so a lot of questions being asked in the industry these days about what is it that we're supposed to do with our water? Can you help solve this complex problem? So I've definitely got a lot of questions queued up for you that I hope we're going to be able to dig into and move the needle for some folks. But before we dive into those, I just want to give you an opportunity to color this whole thing. Do you have any particular goals or objectives that you want to try to accomplish with this series as we go through my list of questions that'll put you in the hot seat?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. For me, one of the things I'm hoping that people who watch these videos is, they're set up as like little mysteries, right? So whether you grew up on Nancy Drew or Hardy Boys or Encyclopedia Brown or Agatha Christie, Sherlock Holmes, Columbo, whatever it may be, they all kind of went through this process of solving this mystery and looking for clues and weeding out like the red herrings from the real clues to solve an issue. And we want people to feel that you can solve your problems. You approach it from a certain methodology. So careful observation. What am I seeing? What can I discount? And there's this great big, let's say, fishbone diagram. Or how do you troubleshoot and solve the root cause of an issues you're having? And part of that, a big branch of that, is the water quality. And we want to get people to the point where they can either quickly resolve it and saying, oh, the problem is water, and I can address it, or eliminate it and say, oh, the water is fine. We need to be looking elsewhere, and it's something else that we need to address. And so that one of the things we want to get there is like, how do you, as an organization, as an individual in your organization, go through this process and not spend, let's say, months. We've had some customers spend 6 months, 9 months, over a year and a half struggling with the same problem and not really knowing how to go about solving it. Right? And by the time they call us in, they're just at wit's end.
Right. Yeah. And so, yeah, if we can shortcut that cycle a little bit, give some people at least some tools or ideas of where to look and how to go about that process, hopefully we can save some canceled surgeries and save some grief for folks. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to this series, Len. I know each of these episodes is going to be a lot of fun and well worth the listen as we kind of listen to some of those stories and experiences that you've had solving problems alongside facilities who are struggling with their water. So we would encourage you to stay tuned as you listen to this series each month. And again, you can catch the full series over at beyondcleanmedia.com. But until we talk to you again next time, we'll leave you as we always do here at Beyond Clean and encourage you to keep fighting dirty. See you next time.